was just doing some research for a client, and also just heard Shyla Salmon, who is at Jackson Family, and she does oversees all the brand marketing for La Crema. So are you familiar with La Crema, the Chardonnays and Pinot Noirs?
Yeah. I drink them.
Right, yeah, exactly. Well priced, super accessible. I was just looking across all of their channels, like all their marketing and social media channels, and saw Shyla talk in a conference, and she was talking about how one of their most successful activations of all time is taking this mobile tasting room to meet audiences where they're at. So like all of these different pride parades around the US, all of these different sports events around the US, a lot of cultural events around the US, like taking a mobile trailer to these places where there are audiences who maybe are never going to go to Napa or Sonoma to visit those wineries, but they might be interested in trying some free wine. And then when they see that brand on the shelf at the grocery store, then they're more likely to pick it up because they have a wonderful association with having been at the head of the Charles Regatta in Boston and, remembered drinking this, glass of wine in a convivial sort of setting. So I think that type of thing, in the research she presented, she was able to show the lift of a huge percent of their consumers over the past year were new to the brand, but not only new to the brand, new to wine, new to the wine category. So those types of activations of meeting customers where they're at in a diversity of non-traditional settings is, I think, the future of wine. That type of thing is where the outreach needs to be. And look, not everyone has the budget of a La Crema, but I think using that example as inspiration of, hey, how can we reach out in places like a literal location to demographics or audiences that we don't typically market to? And how can we become involved in our community in a new way? Those types of things are what is going to help wine brands, because as we know, just looking at Nielsen's data from 2024, wine was hit the worst of all the Bev Elk categories from both a volume and value perspective. So wine is having some challenges, and reaching out to new audiences and doing it effectively, that's got to be the most important thing on most wine brands' mind right now.